Hello everybody, my name's Heather Musgrove. I'm a practicing naturopath, nutritionist, herbal medicine practitioner and certified functional medicine practitioner in the USA. And I practice in Mildura and my clinic's name is Live Well. So today we're talking about a Shake It weight loss program which we deliver online or in person. And this is a scientifically backed really quite successful program. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of the background about how this program works and then, leave it to you to make a decision if this works for you, it's something you would like to do, and would you like to do it online, or would you prefer to have weekly visits where you come in and see a practitioner about the program. So firstly, let's face reality, and I've got my slideshow running here, but it's actually, even this slide's already outdated. It's about 67% of Australians are overweight or obese. So this is not 1 in 10. This is 2 out of 3 of us are in that category. And it's estimated that by 2025, more Australians will be obese than in the healthy weight range. So this is a problem for all of us. It's not an individual problem, it's a country problem. And we've got to all just keep on trying to find solutions to this problem because its long-term effects are quite devastating. And as you can see here, obesity now causes more preventable deaths than smoking. So, it is the next frontier. We've managed to reduce smoking numbers and we've managed to do a lot of things to improve our health outcomes, but this is one that we're sort of still battling with, very much so. And these are just some of the things that obesity is linked to. Now, for a long time, no one would just say this. It was a bit like no one was going to say that smoking gave you lung cancer. But we do know now that 55% of all cancers in women are obesity related. So we can't sort of dodge the bullet anymore and say, well, okay, I don't look good at the beach, or whatever it is that we just do as a flick off comment. This is really about our long-term health. So if you have a look at this little slide, and you can see obviously type 2 diabetes is lifestyle, end of story. Cardiovascular disease, still the #1 killer of Australians. High blood pressure, abnormal fats in your blood, cardiovascular disease. Osteoarthritis, how many people do you know having problems with that? Obstructive sleep apnea, that's like a pandemic now, the amount of people are needing sleep machines. Cancer, so including bowel cancer, and like I said, 55% of all cancers in women are now linked to obesity. Even chronic diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's have a link to obesity. And obviously gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, fetal overgrowth, seeing more and more of this where the babies are really getting very big in utero because of the mother's blood sugar level. Reflux, gallbladder disease, and male and female infertility and sexual dysfunction and menstrual issues, which is really, really common. So there's lots of really good reasons to get our weight under control and be at that healthy BMI. So even a small weight increase can increase the risk. And this was showing that, even if you went over a BMI 22, 23, and the waist measurement. So I know this has been around for a long time, but it really is quite an accurate predictor of chronic disease. So we really want to work on having small waist circumferences to beat all of that. So small losses, big gains. So this is to really give people encouragement. So if you think about what you weigh now and what 10% weight loss might be. So if you're 80 kilos, and what if you got to 72 kilos? Well, this says that those who lost 10% of their body weight in the first year had a 21% lower risk of cardiovascular disease outcomes. So that's pretty massive. You'll get to look better and feel better, but also really improve the long-term health. And weight reduction reduces lots of chronic diseases. And weight loss over 5.5% over, if you kept 5% of your weight loss off over 2.8 years, reduced the risk of pre-diabetes by 48%. Sorry, I can't see from my slideshow here. So there's lots and lots of reasons to get our BMI under control. So successful weight loss improves health and well-being. Now you can go through all of these and read this study, but look at the top one that says when people were surveyed, what effects did losing weight have on their quality of life? And people said at 95.3% it improved their quality of life. 92% improved their energy, 92% their mobility, 91% their general mood, 90% their self-confidence, physical health 85%. So these are all huge numbers. So there's a lot to be gained. Now this is the set point philosophy or theory that is a crucial part of this program. So what science has worked out is that when we lose weight, there's a part in the middle of our brain in our amygdala that says it thinks that, say if we're 80 kilos, it thinks that's where we should be at the moment. And when we lose weight, that part of the brain gets a bit scared and says, oh my goodness, we're probably dying because we're losing weight. So we better make them really hungry and slow their metabolism down. And this is that rebound effect that so many of us have when we try to lose weight. So the weight comes back on and then often a little bit more because the body's trying to protect itself from starvation. Now, what we want to do is stop that rebound by getting the brain to accept the new weight. So that's a crucial part of this program, is that we have what we call pulses in the program, that there are breaks from the diet to help your brain accept the new weight. So that's a really innovative part of this program. And this is just showing that little bit in the middle of the brain where all this happens. So we know that obesity is driven by overeating, inflammation, that combination of fats and carbohydrates and calorie-dense foods. And the food industry are really good at knowing this, and they deliberately make the foods with that combination of fat and carbohydrates so that they're just, we want more and more and more. So what this program does is reduces the fats in one program or increases the fats in the other program, but you don't get both. You don't get to have good levels of fat and good levels of carbohydrates. It's one or the other. So there's two options on this program. There's the low fat option or the ketogenic option. Now, I did a study a couple of years ago with a group of clients, and we all did this program online, and half did the low fat option and half did the ketogenic option. And amazingly, the results are exactly the same. The amount of weight loss was exactly the same in both groups. So it doesn't matter which option you choose, they both work. It's just which one resonates with you. So if you're someone who really couldn't bear to go without a piece of toast or a salad wrap, then you'll be better off to go on the low fat option. But if you're someone who really loves avocados and eggs and things like that, then you're probably better off to go on the ketogenic option. So it is a program that reduces that hedonistic stimulation to the brain where we just go, oh gosh, that was beautiful, I'll have more of that. So it does that by making the food a bit less palatable, but good, lots of protein, breaks in the diet, sleep, exercise, all those good things. So here is showing you the macros of the two different versions. So the keto option is 50% fat, lower carbs and moderate protein, and the low fat one's the other way. So the low fat one, you might have half a cup of rice or quinoa with your dinner, whereas the ketogenic one, you'll be having more of the higher fat foods. So here's a bit of which one should I choose? This is quite helpful for some people. So if you know you've got metabolic syndrome or insulin resistance, you're probably better off on keto. If your weight's really around your middle, around the waist, the keto might suit you better. If you prefer, like I said, you prefer to eat the higher fat diet. If you've had digestive symptoms when you've had a high carb diet, so you had a lot of reflux, if you have bread or pasta or things like that, you might be better off in a ketogenic diet. Or if you've not responded to a low carbohydrate or low fat diet before. And then the people who might like the low fat one, so if your weight's sort of more on your hips and thighs, then there's some evidence that the low fat one may work better for you. If you really don't like high fat or fatty foods, I actually did both of these, I think it was in 2020, tried them both. For me, I preferred the low fat one. I always have high cholesterol. It was probably an innate thing, but I actually like that. I'm not a big fan of avocados, things like that. But some people love it. If you have a higher amount of physical exercise, you might be better on the low fat one because you do get more carbohydrate. If you've tried ketogenic diets before and that hasn't been good for you, or if you're vegan or vegetarian, you'll do better with the carbohydrates because it's a bit hard to get that 50% fat up plant-based. So that's that. And this here, we now look at how this is the 8-week program that we offer is broken up. So you do 6 weeks intense where you're doing your exercise, you're filling in your journal, you're following your program, whichever one you've chosen to do. Then you have this pulse where you have 2 weeks off, where you're not expected to lose weight, but you're expected to plateau and for the brain to accept that new weight. And then you keep going on that pulse, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off until you're at your goal weight. So that's how it works. Like I didn't show you before, but we also use a weight loss probiotic, a practitioner only one in the program, because we know that those people that are really thin and eat whatever they like and never gain weight, that their microbiome is different to the rest of us, and it's quite annoying for all the rest of us. But this strain of probiotic has been identified as being more abundant in that type of person. So we put that in every day just to help our microbiome be more efficient at digesting food. So in the research here, you can see that it was equivalent to consuming about 300 calories less a day when people took this probiotic. So every little bit helps. So I think that's really worth it. Now that comes with your kit. You get a whole heap of things with your Shake It program kit. So it also seemed to have an impact on increasing that set point, so the brain trying to rebound on you. So basically it's a low to moderate diet palatability. So you're not going to be eating, chocolate and cream and ice cream and things that we just can't say no to. This definitely has good amounts of protein, and we restrict the fat or the carbohydrate. You have breaks along the way, and you need to make sure you're getting adequate sleep and exercise. And the exercise recommendations are all in the journal that you receive. You get a journal to fill in with all the tips and charting in there. And we know that poor sleep increases hunger, so it is really important that when you're lining yourself up to do this, that you work on your sleep hygiene as well. And there's podcasts and newsletters that will come to support you with all of that. So sleep deprivation can make you consume more calories. I don't think there's a mother alive that doesn't know this after a sleepless night with a young one. You just want to eat the house out the next day. Now, this is one of the reasons that I think this program is a really good one to be able to offer online, is that self-monitoring was actually one of the parameters that meant the most success. So it really is up to the individual to do the weighing, to check the urine sticks, to record in their journal. And when I've done this program with clients in clinic, the ones that come in with the immaculate food diaries, always, every single time, better results. The ones who, I forgot my diary, I didn't bring it this week, I've only filled it in for 2 days, they never get the same results. So it's that self-monitoring. So included in your kit is also urine sticks that you will wee on in the morning after about 4 or 5 days on the program. And these detect ketones, which is a waste product if you've been burning fat for energy. So you've really got a way to check that you burnt fat the day before. So self-monitoring is what this is all about. So if you're good at that, you're going to love this program. And this here, the single best predictor of successful weight loss is adherence to regular self-monitoring or dietary intake. So having a journal, having a way to monitor that you're losing fat with the urine sticks, having a probiotic that's going to help you, having a meal replacement. There is 1 meal replacement in this program per day, and we use predominantly the collagen shake because the collagen protein, you get so many other benefits. It's great for your hair, skin and nails and joints. So if you're going to have a shake, you might as well have one that you get multiple benefits with. You also get a recipe book digitally, which is full of recipes specific to the program that you're on. You get a shaker so that you can mix up your shake if you're taking it to work as a meal replacement. And you also get delicious keto bars, which are a calorie controlled protein bar with real chocolate, and they're used as snacks in the program. Again, depending on which program you are, how much of that you get. So that's all included in the program. So what we, this is a graphic of how it works. So you do 6 weeks intense and 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, 2 off, and then wellness after that. So the online program is, really good. 8 weeks, you're wanting to lose around that 10 kilos, and that's $4.99 online. And you'll still need to have bathroom scales, you'll need a tape measure, you'll need to be accepted into the program. We'll have a look at your health appraisal, and then you choose which program you want to receive, and then you'll receive all the information to support that. And then this is what your kit includes. So you get 2 bags of collagen that can be swapped out if you would prefer a whey protein or a pea protein. Get 2 boxes of keto bars, the sticks to test your urine, the weight loss probiotic, the recipe book, the journal, and the shaker. So you've got everything you need to be successful. Here's a little photo of what you get. And so if you're out of town, you can't get in to see a practitioner, you really want something that works, that's simple and easy, and it's all laid out for you, please, there'll be a link here to click on and register for the online Shake It program. If that's not for you and you think, no, I really need to be accountable and see a practitioner, we have a practitioner here that runs exclusively this program, so you can book that online as well, and you can come in and see her every single week. Or we do have other programs as well. So the idea is to have something for everyone. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that for some of you, doing an online Shake It program will be a real kickstart to your year. Thank you very much.